These are 9 times Islam Makhachev destroyed his opponents and shocked the UFC world.
Oh, he's hurt. He can.
Oh, nice takedown.
Takedown right away.
That was not that hard.
After defeating Jack Della Maddalena to win the welterweight title at UFC 322, Islam Makhachev isn't just a 2-division UFC champion, he's also back as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world and is tied with the most consecutive wins in UFC history at 16 in a row. There's no doubt he's slowly becoming a GOAT of the sport, and in this video we'll be looking at 9 of his career-defining moments. Islam Makhachev signed with the UFC in 2015 as an 11-0 undefeated fighter, and he showed his promise in his very first fight against Leo Kuntz, submitting him in the 2nd round.
I don't have much expression on my face, but in the deep I'm really happy. I was waiting for this moment for a longer time, and I took my chance today.
After a successful debut, it seemed like the sky was the limit for Islam, but what happened next shocked everyone. At 12-0 and with Khabib backing him as the next big thing in the sport, Islam got carried away and overextended in his next fight against Adriano Martins, leading to a crushing knockout that still remains the only blemish on his gold-studded career. From there, Islam redefined himself and slowly worked his way up, with 6 wins in the next 4 years, including a notable victory in a 3-round war against Arman Tsarukyan. It wasn't until 2019, when Khabib retired, that Islam started to be pushed harder, but he still had work to do to earn a title shot. His first real test came against the hard-hitting Drew Dober, and the world was about to witness just how dominant he was. Heading into their fight at UFC 259, Drew Dober believed that the hype surrounding Makhachev was exaggerated.
I think that a lot of his hype comes from kind of like the person that, you know, with Khabib and then the fan base and all that stuff, and not really so much about his accomplishments in the cage. And so, I mean, honestly, that's what I'm trying to test out, is to kind of see if the hype is really, you know, all there, or, you know, and that kind of thing. So I don't really see the hype being warranted, but we're here to find out March 6th.
On fight night, Islam showed Dober that the hype was real as he took him down early in every round and completely smothered him on the ground before winning the fight by an arm triangle choke in the 3rd round. Dober was humble enough to admit that he got out-grappled by the best in the world, but his next opponent was simply too cocky and begging for a very harsh lesson. After taking out another rising contender, Makhachev faced Dan Hooker on short notice at UFC 267, and Hooker made it clear right from the start that he wasn't intimidated.
I'm not scared of Khabib. Why would I be scared of Islam? That really, that really surprises me. If they came to me and they said, you want to fight Khabib in 4 weeks, I would take that fight in a heartbeat. I took this fight in a sentence. I thought about it for about 5 seconds. It would take me 1 second to accept that fight with Khabib.
Hooker confidently said he'd drown Makhachev and stop his hype train once and for all.
I would love to be the first one to get out there and just make him look human, because I know we all are. Like, that's the funny thing about it. Like, people can say whatever they're gonna say. Like, oh, this guy's unbeatable. This guy's untouchable. I've been in the gym with these guys. You know, like, they all bleed, they all get tired, they all get injured, they all get hurt, and I know I can put anyone's lights out.
Hooker did his talking, but Islam made it very clear that he planned to finish him for all the trash talk.
I know I have to finish then Hooker, because I finished last my 3 opponents, and I tried to finish all my opponents, you know. I have to show people, show UFC how my level, because very soon I have to fight for the title.
Once the cage door closed, that's exactly what Makhachev did, as Hooker couldn't land on him at all. He had no answer for Islam's suffocating grappling and was effortlessly submitted with a Kimura in the 1st round. The way Makhachev ran through a credible opponent shocked a lot of people, but he was about to show even more levels in his next fight. Just when one cocky challenger was sent home, another one showed up in the form of King Green, and he was far worse. Going into their fight in early 2022, King Green talked non-stop and basically dismissed everything Islam brought to the table.
With Islam, He does what he does. But to be honest, it's kind of boring. You know, even if he getting finishes, it's still been boring. And so my whole thing is entertainment, excitement, you know. So he can be championship material, but it's just f***ing boring. Nobody wants to see it.
Green even went as far as claiming that he falls asleep during Makhachev's fights.
I fall asleep watching his fights. And then it's like, oh, there's the finish. And like, so they can show a bunch of finishes, which is cool. But it was sleeping, it was boring, it was lackluster.
Islam didn't react at all and promised to do his talking inside the cage.
I have always same plan. Take down, make them tyrant and finish him there. Same plan I have with Bobby too.
When they finally met at a UFC fight night in February 2022, both men traded some careful strikes in the opening moments, but it didn't take long before Makhachev closed the distance and dragged Green to the canvas. Once the fight hit the ground, it was completely one-sided as Islam smothered Green with pressure and overwhelmed him with punches to get a TKO finish. King Green was so shocked at Islam's crazy strength that he ended up accusing him of taking steroids.
Imagine if you gave someone steroids from the age of 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, how strong you would be. People were like he was really strong. It makes sense now.
Even with a 22-1 record, a lot of people still doubted Makhachev. They said he didn't have the resume or the skills to beat a true championship-level fighter, but that narrative was about to be shattered in the most brutal way possible against Charles Oliveira. Heading into their lightweight title fight at UFC 280, both Makhachev and Oliveira came in riding massive win streaks. Oliveira had taken out killers like Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje and held the record for the most submissions in UFC history. But Islam believed he wasn't like the others as he believed he brought something different to the table.
Honestly, my style bad for him because, you know, he always pressured his opponent because nobody tried to take him down. All these guys lost his opponent, scare his ground game, but I don't care about his ground game.
Oliveira wasn't worried as he treated Makhachev like just another guy in a long list of opponents who talked big and ended up getting folded inside the cage.
I think that is my differential. That's the difference with other people. I think I'm a step ahead of these guys. I'm going to do my job, and that's to knock out Islam Makhachev in the first round.
As soon as the bell rang, Makhachev took control of the fight as he outstruck Oliveira on the feet and then took him down and smothered him with non-stop pressure in the first round. In the second round, Makhachev dropped Oliveira, slipped into side mount and locked up a tight arm triangle choke that forced a tap. After the fight, Oliveira admitted that Makhachev had completely neutralized him, both physically and mentally, leaving him unable to do even 10% of what he's normally capable of. Islam was now the UFC lightweight champ with that statement win, but a lot of people still refused to give him his credit, so he went out there and proved them wrong by demolishing the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world over 2 fights. For their first title defense, Makhachev and his team called out Alex Volkanovski, who was the reigning featherweight champ and the best in the world at the time. Despite that, Islam openly underestimated Volkanovski's wrestling and his ability to hang at lightweight heading into UFC 284.
You know how good you are. If he beats you this weekend, could he be considered the greatest of all time?
It's not possible because I am the champion and we fight 150 fight. This is not his area. This is other power, other division. I'm gonna beat him easy.
Volkanovski was determined to prove every single one of his doubters wrong.
I really do believe that I can get a finish, even though he's, again, a great fighter and nothing but respect to him. But just where my head's at right now and what I need to focus on, what I need to do, especially in certain positions, that's where I feel like I can definitely get the finish. But I'm mentally prepared for 25 minutes of war.
Inside the cage, Volk showed exactly why he's one of the greatest to ever do it as he pushed Islam to the absolute edge. Round after round, Volkanovski shut down Islam's takedowns, and even when he was dragged to the canvas, he defended with pure grit and technical mastery. It was a razor-thin war and Islam did just enough to secure the decision victory.
I told all media I'm gonna try to knock him out. I landed many good punch, good knees, but this guy's so strong. How he's strong? Because he's the best fighter in the world.
The fight was so close that even top analysts thought it was an undeserved win for Makhachev.
First of all, you see how good Volkanovski really is.
Pound for pound.
Fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's number one pound
100%.
for pound. You have to say, like, they have him not listed as pound for pound because he lost that fight. I think you can make a real argument that he won that fight.
The controversy from their first fight meant Makhachev's title defense never truly got the respect it deserved, meaning that Islam needed a once-in-a-lifetime performance soon, and that is exactly what the world got when Volkanovski and Makhachev met again. Just 10 months after their war at UFC 294, Volkanovski stepped back into the cage dripping with confidence.
They know what's happening. Like, I ain't here to play it safe. I can't afford to play it safe. I'm going in for the kill and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's kill or be killed, you know, and that's that.
Even on short notice, Volk walked in with a plan to correct his mistakes, close the distance, and knock Makhachev out cold.
This being short notice, it's going to be an exciting one too. So obviously I want to go out there and I want to hurt him, and yeah, we'll try and make sure it doesn't go 5 rounds. I want to finish it early.
Makhachev had the same idea, and he wasn't about to let the moment slip.
I showed him too much respect in the first fight. This fight, I will try to finish him all fights. Looking for the finish all 5 rounds.
When they finally touched gloves at UFC 294, Makhachev looked like a man on a mission as he attacked the body with vicious kicks, softening Volkanovski up before unleashing a perfectly timed shot upstairs that instantly dropped Volkanovski. A few seconds later, the fight was over.
Oh,
head kick!
Oh,
Head
shit!
kick!
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
What?
He's out. Oh, my God.
Oh, what the
Like
fuck?
he's saying, calm down.
He
head kicked
Oh
him.
my God.
Oh my God, he head kicked him.
Now you'll never see that fight again.
Oh
That's the
my
risk.
God.
That's the risk, Bella.
God damn,
Wow.
what a shocker.
Just when it seemed like Makhachev was completely untouchable, Dustin Poirier entered the picture and brought out a side of Islam that was his scariest version yet. Heading into his third title defense at a UFC 302, Makhachev was supremely confident that he could out-wrestle Poirier. After all, his mentor Khabib had dominated Dustin at UFC 242, and Islam believed he could do the same.
I am the best fighter in the world right now. That's why it's gonna be a bad day for Dustin. He's have problem with the wrestlers always, and I will give him the problem.
Poirier, however, felt that his experience with Khabib gave him rare insight and that he knew exactly how to stop Makhachev.
I've done more in the sport of mixed martial arts than he has. I've been around a long time. I was doing this before it was cool, and I'm still here. You know, I'm still here doing it at the highest level. I could beat anybody in the world, and I hope he's next.
This was essentially Poirier's final shot at a UFC belt given his growing age, and he promised to leave no stone unturned.
I kind of feel like some of the stuff he says he might not be.
Right, that's why I'm asking.
But Ariel, no, but I'm going to put my hands on this guy. I'm coming in there to hurt him. My last shot, you know, mom spaghetti. Let's go.
Inside the octagon, Dustin shocked everyone with solid takedown defense that forced Islam into prolonged striking exchanges with one of the most dangerous boxers in the lightweight division. But Makhachev didn't back down for a second. He went punch for punch with Dustin, cracked him multiple times, and proved that his striking had reached a championship level of its own. As the rounds went by, Islam's relentless pressure eventually broke through, and in the 5th round, he finished the job with a D'Arce choke. After the fight, Dustin had nothing but respect for the champion.
I think Khabib was stronger, physically stronger. Islam's squeeze was incredible. Like, the whole fight, he felt okay. All of these guys are strong, but it wasn't overwhelming. But his squeeze, that torque he got in that D'Arce choke, and it was like a vice, you know, it was like a vice grip.
With most of the lightweight division out of the picture, only Arman Tsarukyan looked like he had the tools to challenge Islam for the title. But when Tsarukyan had to pull out due to injury, Renato Moicano stepped in on a day's notice. Even with all the uncertainty that came with a last-minute challenge, Makhachev stepped in and showed once again that he's just too destructive for the 155-pound division. Heading into the fight at a UFC 311, Moicano talked a big game on the mic, throwing shots at Islam every chance he got, even giving the champ a friendly little warning.
Islam Makhachev, my brother, tomorrow I come for you and I'm coming for the belt. Let's fucking go. We are right here, right now. Los Angeles, California. Look at that city, my brother. Look at that place. And tomorrow, that place will be my city. This is money Moicano town now, and tomorrow I will be the champion.
Once the cage door closed, Islam took over as he dragged Moicano to the mat, smothered him with his signature relentless pressure, and finished him with a slick dust choke in the first round. Just like that, Moicano was done and dusted.
That was not one day notice, that was a life notice. I'm very sad.
With a win over Moicano, Makhachev's reign at lightweight felt complete, so he decided to step up to welterweight for his next challenge, facing champion Jack Della Maddalena, and that fight would turn out to be arguably his greatest performance yet. Jack Della Maddalena had beaten a wrestling-heavy fighter like Belal Muhammad to claim the belt at UFC 315, so he was confident that his size, takedown defense and striking would be enough to handle Islam.
I think I can take him out, but Belal really just changes stances a lot, walks forward, but I think if I can have someone that just stays in the same stance, I don't think Islam's the very good striker. I think I could land a lot of shots and I think I could take him out.
This was a huge opportunity for JDM, especially so early in his career, and he was determined to make the most of it.
Obviously Islam's a legend. Big win over him would be a big name on the resume and it would definitely put me up there on the pound for pound list.
Islam wasn't worried as he knew that size wouldn't stop him from imposing his game and making history.
This is my dream and I'm like very close to my dream. All my professional career when I was lightweight champion, my dream to become double champion, and 2 more days.
On fight night at UFC 322, Makhachev proved just how unstoppable he had become as he took Della Maddalena down in every single round and dominated on the mat for 5 rounds to win an easy decision. With the victory, Makhachev became a 2-division UFC champion and also matched Anderson Silva's record of 16 straight UFC finishes, and with that, he put the entire welterweight division on notice.
How much better do you think the performances can get as you grow into this weight class?
I feel better today. I feel like I never feel before, I feel more power, more confident when I strike, when I move, I see all his punches and I feel much better today. I feel I can control anyone in the ground. I never feel like that.
Throughout his career, Islam Makhachev has constantly shocked the world, proving his doubters wrong again and again. But now that he is the UFC welterweight champion, fans are already talking about how the current 170-pound contenders will be too much for him. Will he continue to shock the world? Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and check out the times cocky UFC hype trains were derailed for being disrespectful.